Today's speech was the way that Keir Starmer wanted to introduce himself as Prime Minister to the country. He wanted to define himself as a moral and moderate, somebody who tackled injustices. He wanted to define his mission to increase growth, to fix the NHS. It was a long list. Almost everything was covered in that speech. Voters would have a right to expect the earth on the basis of his first speech to conference as Prime Minister. But he had a series of important messages beyond that. He asked for patience. He said that he asked for patience in the face of national renewal. He knows that people are going to ask what they're going to get for putting their trust in him. And he said it wasn't going to be easy. He knows that already. The backlash to his early decisions, I think, showing that. But he made clear that he understood there were difficult choices ahead. Some people are going to have to live closer to prisons. Some people are going to have to suffer new pylons overhead because the alternative of putting them underground is too expensive. And I think in that message, Keir Starmer was saying change, but not yet, but we will get there as a country. And by putting his moral mission at the heart of it, he is hoping that he can win round and secure and maintain the voters that he got in July.
It felt like Keir Starmer today had to, I guess, thread the eye of the needle, where he had to level with people. He said he wanted candour and honesty about the difficult decisions ahead, but also provide enough light at the end of the tunnel. Do you think he did that, outlining the light at the end of the tunnel sufficiently?
In this speech, Keir Starmer painted a vision of a transformed country at the end of a period of Labour government, perhaps 10 years rather than 5, judging by the scale of the promises that he was going. I think he wants to give hope. The question always has been, nobody has doubted the ultimate scale of Keir Starmer's ambitions. You only had to look at the missions that are plastered across the hall that we've just seen to know that. But how he gets all the way there, incremental reform to start with, those smaller targets, fixing waiting lists, more doctors. But what happens after that? How does he thread a needle? There was a really important line in this speech. He said that people want a more decisive government, but their pockets are not deep. He is making the argument that whilst he is going to deliver so much for the British people, he knows that he doesn't have a great deal of money to pay for it, and so he will need to do reform. But what is that reform? What are the details of that reform? There is an awful lot left unspoken in this speech. The hard yards of trying to change a country at a time where money is tight. Reform often costs money in of itself, to a destination at the moment painted in the broadest possible brush. But in the end, he is going to have to make tough choices, just as he is asking his voters to make tough choices. And who are the winners? Who are the losers? What is that path to get there? We don't have all of those answers today.
Sam, thank you very much indeed. Sam Coates there, Deputy Political Editor.